Welcome. Does this thing working? How is everybody?
How you doing?
I'm good.
Oh, man, me too.
I am.
Me too.
Another day.
Another great
Here in
day.
front of the microphones. Ready to talk to you out there.
Yep. And I don't have to push buttons today, so yay.
Oh, no, because I'm pushing buttons. But I make it look easy. Easy. So we have been talking over the last 3 episodes about the border. We're going to let it lie for a minute.
Yeah.
Please go back and listen to 27, 28, and 29 episodes. Those are our border episodes, and you will find out a lot of information that's going on right now on the border. And please share, like, and subscribe and follow on all platforms because that does help us move up in the ratings. And if you feel like you liked us or didn't like us or whatever you decide, could you please leave us a review on Apple or Spotify or Rumble or any of them?
Yeah,
we'd
love to know what you think.
We really would. Constructive criticism is good.
Yep.
What we're going to do tonight is different. We're just going to have fun, kick back, talk about what happened yesterday. Do y'all know what happened yesterday?
I do.
Me too. Yeah, yesterday was the beginning, the very first day of primary season.
Yep.
And here we go. President Trump won in a landslide.
Started off exactly as we expected it to.
Yes. But before we talk about all of that, because there's a lot that's been going on, we want to play you this little clip just to remind you what we are voting against.
Well, as if you need any other reminder. But, yeah, and I got one thing to say before I even allow this moron here to talk. You know, here we are on Monday celebrating Martin Luther King's, celebrating the great things that Dr. King had done in his lifetime. You know, he's a civil rights leader.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the civil rights leader. And everybody in the world knows about Dr. Martin Luther King, and everybody knows about the I Have a Dream speech. And they know about, you know, his statement about the content of your character more than the color of your skin. And we know all about this, you know. And then here comes Joe Biden. I guess his handlers got complacent. I bet they thought they had control of him that day. And he's like, hey, hold my beer. Watch this. Here we go.
But even Dr. King's assassination did not have the worldwide impact that George Floyd's death did.
I wonder who that was going,
Yeah, right. Probably everybody that was sitting there was going, what in the hell are you talking about, man?
I just kept hearing that,
Yeah.
You know, do you think they really believe what he said?
No, I don't believe they believed it at all. You know you don't. I don't. Nobody does.
He is right on one instance. It did change and affect, you know, what was going on at the time. But no way, in any way, was it like MLK.
No. No.
Martin Luther King was
assassinated.
Yeah. And he wasn't a criminal.
Exactly. On drugs.
Yeah, he was
falling, laying out
like
in the middle
George
of the
Floyd.
street. I get that. Yeah. Yeah, he's an idiot. I wish that, like I said, I guess maybe his handlers thought they had control of him. He was like, bullshit. Watch this.
Yeah, that's about all I can do of Biden.
Yep.
He gives me the creeps, and that's exactly what we are voting against. Creepy old white men who pretend to like black people.
Well, I don't know if it's that. Everybody's tired of this guy right here and the lies that he spews and the attitudes that he spews and the division that he spews. You know, and he does a dawdling old man routine, but
then he'll come out and tell the black people, you ain't black unless you vote for me. You know, so he's a divider in chief, is what he is.
Sure he is, and that's what I meant by that. Everybody's tired of that, man.
Everybody is tired of that.
And to back that statement up, the voters in Iowa last night pretty much showed you we're tired of the establishment. We're tired of the same old politician. We're tired of the way things are going. It's got to change.
Donald J. Trump. won Iowa by 51%.
Crushed them.
And all they're talking about today is bull crap. Let's see who. Donald Trump, Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley, Vivek Ramaswamy, and Ryan Binkley,
Yeah.
who we didn't even know that person was in there. He
Yeah.
got 733 votes.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, where was he get write-in on?
I don't know.
What county, I wonder?
I bet all his votes came from that county.
Yeah, I think so too. Must have. Anyway, I don't know nothing about that, so don't take me at my word on Ryan Binkley. But Ron DeSantis did end up winning over Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley came in third. And I think we got a couple of clips of both of them talking about where they're going from here.
Yeah, we do have clips. Yeah, basically today, all we're going to do is just throw some sound bites down at you and just kind of laugh because Haley and DeSantis, the things that they were saying last night, today, it's just been hilarious, man. Here's Nikki Haley from last night saying that tonight Iowa made this Republican primary a two-person race. Here, check this out.
I can safely say Iowa made this Republican primary a two-person race.
A two-person race. Yeah, President Trump crushed all three of you tonight. It's not a two-person race. I mean, the state of Iowa pretty much showed us.
Yeah, it really did.
And here's Ron after that. Here we go.
Thank you. Thanks so much. They threw everything but the kitchen sink at us. We love you too. They threw everything but the kitchen sink at us. They spent almost $50 million attacking us. No one's faced that much all the way just through Iowa. The media was against us. They were writing our obituary months ago. They even called the election before people even got a chance to vote.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Yep.
They did do that. They really did. That's
They
true.
were just so excited about the fact that they were predicting that we wouldn't be able to get our ticket punched here out of Iowa. But I can tell you, because of your support, in spite of all of that they threw at us, everyone against us, we've got our ticket punched out of Iowa.
After losing to President Trump by 30 points, he says all this.
He says that. Yeah, and that's the thing about it. We've always known that the progressives and the leftists, they've always been fringe delusional or completely totally delusional.
Yeah.
We've known that, but God dog, now all of a sudden they got the rhino counterparts playing that same game right along with them.
Hampshire doing the same stuff. Now, Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley together spent $50 million
Exactly.
in Iowa.
So
he's going to talk about $50 million against him. What did it take for him to even come in second place?
Exactly.
And then Haley in third.
Yeah.
And you got to spend all that money. And poor Vivek.
Poor Vivek. I still don't trust Vivek. Hey, man.
I don't either.
I like his little coming out and admitting defeat and saying that he was going to back President Trump, but I still don't trust him,
and we've talked about this and we've heard people talk about it, but what gets me is what he did the day before he lost.
Uh-huh.
He comes out and tries to start something with MAGA.
With the T-shirts? Yes.
I mean, what do you do? I mean, why are you doing that? And then the very next day you turn around and endorse President Trump and want MAGA to stand behind you? Oh, hello. Wiping you off of my shoulders or something.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Well, and even President Trump come out and told everybody, y'all don't be fooled by him. He's not MAGA. And he's not.
Yeah. But President Trump said on his stage last night that he's going to put him in his administration. And that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing I will say about Vivek, I don't ever say his. You know, I'm glad that he come out and endorsed President Trump, and he did it right away because he knew he was losing the MAGA base pretty quick. That's probably why he did it when he did, because they were really angry with him.
I wasn't going to vote for him. I mean, I don't know that he really even had Trump's base. He had the independents and the moderates and the outliers that were liking the things that he said, but if a lot of them had just paid attention, a lot of what Vivek's came up with was Trump policies to begin with.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I thought about it.
Well, and we've been saying from the beginning that it seemed like he was grifting.
Yeah.
You know, off of President Trump. We've called him a grifter this whole time. That's really the only way that he got as far as he did, though.
Yeah, makes me laugh. They call him the Brown Gumby. Grace started that.
Grace started that. That's hilarious. Yeah, she's still on his butt.
Yeah.
Talking about it today.
Yeah, there's Haley, but like it goes back to the delusional thing. You know, we've always seen the progressive and the leftists and the Democrats kind of behave that way and act that way all along, you know, and then now all of a sudden you got Nikki Haley coming out and going, well, the Republicans showed us tonight it's a 2-horse race. No, ma'am, you come in third.
I know. Well, all over Twitter, it's trending today that only 14% of the people came out that were registered to vote. So that's trending right now.
Right.
And now they're just like making up all kinds of, oh, look at how much didn't show up. But, you know, people need to stop for a second and realize. Do you know how cold it is in Iowa?
And people still showed up strong.
And people still showed up strong for President Trump.
Yes, they did.
And there were people there that said that they would walk through fire to vote for President Trump. This is where we're at in the country right now. The people are tired of everyone else telling us who we can vote for.
Yep. And the narratives, we're beginning to control the truth and beginning to control the narrative, man.
Yeah.
If you notice, you posted this today about the way another example of the way the narrative is changing.
Yeah, that poll that you're talking about right now, the CNN poll.
The CNN poll.
Do you think Biden legitimately won in 2020 is the question that they asked all the Iowa caucus goers. You know, they do this entrance and exit poll, and this was part of their poll. Do you? I'm gonna read it again. Do you think Biden legitimately won in 2020? 68% said no, and 28% said yes. Now tell me where our country is right now.
Yeah. The truth is beginning to come out, and those old narratives that they have is dying away and going away, and that's awesome. That's one of the narratives.
Very much so.
That's one of them that's going away.
And you know, the thing is, I posted on Facebook today, and if you guys want to go and look at it, it is a poll on mainstream media, on the newsprint on mainstream media. And what I thought was pretty interesting about it is people going to sites, let's say, for example, finance.yahoo.com is one. Daily Mail. I know everyone reads Daily Mail. News at Yahoo. The BBC, New York Times, The Guardian, Google News, CNN, FoxNews.com, and MSNnews.com, who just happens to be on my computer when I open it up. Let me tell you, they have year over year lost interest. MSN is the number one that lost 28% year over year. Lost readers.
Right.
Fox News is number 2.
Because people get tired of being lied to.
CNN is number 3.
People get tired of being lied to.
So, and then it goes
and manipulated.
From there. They do. They get tired of that. You know, they want the truth, begging for the truth. You know,
that's exactly right.
And so this is why we're here. This is what we do, so we can give you the truth and what's going on. People aren't reading print. They're not going to these websites. And imagine if they've lost 28% in 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine how much money that is. Yeah, it's a very lot. But we're going to move on to the fun part of the show.
Well, yeah, what she means by this is last night as we were watching the caucus coverage, as we were watching it, and it got called real early. You know, so we sit there and we watch Charlie Kirk's take on it. We seen him and we seen Poso on there, and they're talking about it. And Stinchfield, we were watching their take because we were watching Real America's Voice.
Yes,
right. That was the coverage we chose to watch, and we're checking it out and everything. Well, after a little bit, we kind of got bored with it. And we thought, well, crap, let's look around and see what else everybody else is saying about it. Yeah. And we ended up on MSNBC. We had a good time, man. For about 10, 15 minutes, I bet we laughed. And there was all kinds of it. You know, they don't disappoint when it comes to something ridiculous. They don't disappoint. They
really don't. They don't. And the first thing we seen,
Maddow had a meltdown.
Yeah, Maddow had a meltdown. Joy Reid is the one that really got our brains to going, what the heck are we watching? Because we don't ever watch MSNBC. You know, so we don't, you know, we get the sound bites and everything from other places. You know, because we just can't do it.
Was that her first?
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway,
so we're gonna go ahead and play. Joy Reid.
They're discussing the everything that happened from last night and what's coming up to in the future and check this out.
Yeah, and we'll play Joy Reid first because she's just so interesting.
Here's her take on Nikki Haley.
Does well tonight, or even if she just does really well in New Hampshire, she has to have a path after that.
Right.
And the electorate in the states after New Hampshire is much more like Iowa than it is like New Hampshire. New Hampshire is a unique unicorn in some ways in the early primary states. It's much more independent. It's much more of the people Steph was talking about. And that's her challenge. She could have money, but it's like, how are you going to win? How are you going to do in your home state?
If she wins New Hampshire, she gets to Super Tuesday no matter what.
Yes, but she still has to have a path to winning in those states that are more like Iowa than New Hampshire.
And I think to the point that you made, Steph, I mean, it's the elephant in the room. She's still a brown lady that's got to try to win in a party that is deeply anti-immigrant and which accepts the notion that you can say immigrants are poisoning the blood of our country. She's getting, birthered by Donald Trump. And I don't care how much the donor class likes her, which will ramp up a lot, the better she does in New Hampshire. So it's still a challenge. I don't see how she becomes the nominee of that party with Donald Trump still around. I can't picture it happening. Maybe it could happen. Ron DeSantis' only argument for staying in it is he's the white guy, that he can still make the appeal to white immigrants.
I couldn't even finish. I had an extra second left. Oh my gosh. You see why we did? We just our eyes. Like, people really say this on TV.
I busted out laughing. Well, yeah, they say it on TV. I busted out laughing though when she said that last night.
Oh, it was so messed up. We were like, I didn't even know that Nikki Haley was brown. Is she brown?
She's a brown lady.
She doesn't look like a brown woman to me. That's what they do. That's it. That's our take on that. You decide what you think about that. But we have another one that we want to share with you. Maddow had the breakdown, right?
Yeah, she had a meltdown. Yeah, Maddow had her meltdown. And if you listen to this, everything she says is all pure projection. Listen to this.
Big picture takeaway from that, and I don't mean to be, again, too dark, as you said, on this, but it is not, if we are worried about the rise of authoritarianism in this country, we are worried about potential rise of fascism in this country. If we're worried about our democracy falling to an authoritarian and potentially fascist form of government, the leader who is trying to do that is part of that equation. But people wanting that is a much bigger part of that equation. Right. And the American electorate is made up of two major parties. One of those parties has been flirting with extremism on the ultra-right for a very long time. They've brought them in a way that they haven't been central to Republican electoral politics ever before, and I know because I've been studying this. But once you have radicalized one major party so that those are the preferences of the people who adhere to your party, the leader's interchangeable. And yes, Trumpism is sometimes what we call it. MAGA movement is probably a better way to do it. But there is an authoritarian movement inside. Isn't being bamboozled by Trump. They are pushing Trump extreme because the more extreme things he says, the more they adhere to him. And that is coming from a very large proportion of the American right that adheres to the Republican Party. And that's why this is a Republican Party problem more than it is the problem of one man and his leader.
Doesn't that tie together the...
First off, it's a uniparty that's doing that.
Yes.
The Uniparty is doing that.
The Uniparty is actually the authoritarianism.
Yeah, it is.
It isn't MAGA.
Yeah, it's like I said, every bit that's your projection.
Yes. MAGA is totally opposite of them. That's why we're MAGA. Make America great again, because we don't want to be like them.
America first.
That's right. America first. Donald J. Trump won Iowa, and he's going to win and everything else. And he won so bad that everyone is panicking. They're scared. The polls, what's so crazy is the polls were right on.
Yes, they were.
You know, and that's what's scaring them now. Now they're coming out with these polls that Haley is neck and neck with President Trump in New Hampshire. And I'm like, so now we're supposed to believe those polls?
Right.
Over the polls we've been seeing? All of a sudden now the polls are being played.
Exactly.
So we have to watch out.
Is this thing working?
Time to rise up.
Well, hey, everybody, that's it for today. Thanks for listening, and I hope you've enjoyed the show. Hope you've learned some things about what's going on around us in the nation and in your communities. You know, we couldn't do this without your continued support either. We appreciate all of you showing up, taking the time to listen to us today. So please, like I say, make sure to hit the like button, share our show with all your friends. We'll see you next time on Is This Thing Working? And as always, I'm James, and that's my lovely co-host over there,
Denise.
and we'll see you next time.
We're out.